November 6th, Thursday of the 31st week, Luke 15, 1 to 10. A teacher instructed her students to rewrite Jesus' parable of the lost sheep, putting it in a modern setting. One student wrote, "Suppose you have just finished typing a 100-page term paper. You discover one sheet is missing. What would you do? You would forget about the other 99 sheets and go looking for the one lost sheet. When you find it, you are so happy that you take the other 99 sheets, throw them into the air and say, 'Hooray! I found my lost sheet.' That's how God feels when you come back to church again." In today's Gospel, we encounter two powerful parables shared by Jesus: the parable of the lost sheep and the parable of the lost coin. These stories are not merely narratives but profound teachings meant to illustrate God's boundless love and the immense joy in heaven over even one sinner who repents. Jesus, in addressing the Pharisees and scribes who criticized him for associating with sinners, challenges their narrow view of righteousness and reveals the heart of God towards those who are lost and in need of redemption. The Pharisees and scribes held a position of religious authority and influence in Jewish society, and their disdain for sinners and tax collectors reflected the prevailing attitude of the time. By welcoming and dining with those considered outcasts, Jesus was challenging societal norms and demonstrating God's inclusive love for all people, regardless of their past mistakes or social status. Ask yourself, how many times in your life have you wandered away from Jesus? I assume all of us have done, at the very least, some minor wandering away from Jesus. However, there also may have been times in our lives when we were estranged from Jesus. This may have been caused by a tragedy in your life, perhaps the loss of a loved one, the loss of work or financial problems, or perhaps estrangement from a loved one. Or perhaps over time you became disenchanted with Jesus. Dear friends, today I invite you to be mindful of the individuals you encounter today who might be considered as an outsider or a lost sheep. The person may be a homeless man or woman, or perhaps it is an older neighbor who lives alone, someone who would appreciate some of your time and attention. Or it may be a family member who lives on the fringe of the family system. Jesus loves and values every person on this planet. Jesus does not look at an individual's talents, intelligence, salary, or status. Each and every individual is loved and cherished by Jesus. Wishing you a good day Father Paul, CSSR from Kerala.